you today. And the great thing about this workout is you don't need any equipment, just your body. If you have a mat, go ahead and lay your mat out. You can wear socks if you want to, but typically I would say just take your socks off. And if you want to wear some toe socks like what I have on, that works great for some of these exercises. It just gives you a little bit of a grip on the mat. So we are going to go ahead and start on our back. And we're just going to come into a bent knee position with our arms down by our side. And I want you to remember that everything in Pilates is core based. So really focusing on the midsection. If you start with a pelvic tilt, I'm going to move my arms so you can see. I'm starting to rock my spine, my lower spine, back and forth. When I do this, it puts my lower back into a nice stretch. It also helps me to think about engaging my core. So I'm really just using these first few minutes to warm up, to engage my deep core muscles with really very, very little movement at all, almost an isometric. I'm trying not to push with my legs. And then the other principle that we want to make sure that we're aware of is just really the breathing technique. So throughout the workout, I want you to think about breathing in through your nose, usually out through your mouth, and keeping your breath attached to each exercise. So keep the breath fluid. Don't overthink it. So once we've rocked the pelvis a few times, we are going to come into what we call neutral. When we're neutral, I've got some space here where the small of my back does not touch the floor because that's the natural curve in my back. My tailbone rests heavy on the pad, and then my shoulders are resting nicely on the pad. So what I'm going to do from neutral is get some engagement here, and then I'm going to pick my right leg up, bring it into tabletop, and bring it back down. This we call marching. When you do this movement, you'll feel your weight shift from side to side, but what you don't want is any movement here through the middle. So as I bring that foot up, I'm keeping the core engaged and just allowing the leg to lift, but teaching those muscles to hold strong. Again, not a lot of load on the muscle yet, still warming up. We'll do one more on the left leg, and then bring it down. And then we're going to go to pelvic clocks. You can keep your arms down by your side. I'm going to take my hands behind my head just so they're out of the way for your view. I'm going to go into a pelvic tilt where my back presses into the mat, my tailbone rolls up, and then I'm going to roll down one hip. Now I'm at 6 o'clock. I've got a lot of space in the small of my back, and then I'm going to roll up the other hip. I'm back to 12 o'clock. I'm going to reverse directions, roll down one hip to 6, back up to 12, and reverse again. So I found the best way to breathe on this is to inhale down one hip, exhale up the other side. Reverse. You're starting to wake up your oblique muscles. Still really focusing on just getting some awareness there, connecting your breath to the movement and keeping it fluid. So as I do this last one, I'm going to go ahead and bring my arms back down to my side, come back to neutral, engage, and then pick the feet up. Now I'm in tabletop, and I'm going to do that same pelvic clock or circle with my legs in the air. Back to 12 o'clock and reverse. So you can notice how big this motion is for you. You can make it a little bit bigger as you become stronger, but the idea is still to use this as a warm-up. Inhaling down, exhaling back up, and then the other direction. We're going to do one more on each side. You should not feel any tension in your neck and shoulders. And then you're gonna bring your feet down and just relax and feel how when you relax, everything just kind of goes loose. That's good, that's what we want there. So now we're warmed up, we're gonna get into hundreds. With your hundreds, I'm gonna have you bring your feet back up into tabletop, and then I'm gonna show you some different options for the leg position. With your hundreds, you're gonna elevate your arms, reach towards the end of the mat, keep the chin up from the chest, and start pumping the arms. So you're gonna inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. We wanna keep that breath going, and then we're gonna talk about different leg positions. Tabletop is the basic. If you wanna go into an extension, your heels are together, big toes are slightly apart in V feet. That's gonna be a little bit more difficult. If you wanna go lower, that's gonna be more difficult. So the lower you take the legs, the more you're working. So it just increases the intensity through the torso. If you wanna come back to tabletop, that's great too. Whatever makes you work at the level that you're trying to stay at. We're gonna do one more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you can rest your head back and bring your feet down. So from here, we're gonna go ahead and do some bridging. I'm gonna have you pull your feet a little bit closer to your body, keeping your feet hip distance apart, your arms down by your side. For bridging, we're gonna pelvic tilt to where we're peeling our hips off the mat. We're gonna be real nice and open through the chest. Keep firm pressure on the arms. Shift your weight into your left leg. We're gonna take the right leg up. We've got a soft toe point. As we bring the leg down, we're gonna flex. And then as we take the leg up, we're gonna point. We're gonna flex, point, one more time. And then we're gonna bring that foot down. Keep the hips high, shift your weight into your right leg. Take the left leg up, it's a soft toe point. Flex, and lift, and flex, and lift. Keeping the hips high and level. We're gonna bring that foot down. Elevate the hips again, and we're going to the other leg again. So 2 sets on each side, and exhale. Trying to keep the body balanced so that you have equal weight across your shoulders, even when your weight shifts to one leg. And exhale. Keep the core engaged, last one. And then bring that foot down. Lift the hips, we're nice and high, the glutes are really working here. And then we're gonna start from the top of the spine and articulate each vertebrae as we come down. Scooping the abs, so you're drawing your navel in towards your backbone as you lower. So you're working all the way down. At that point, I'm gonna have you take your knees, just draw them into your chest, get a little release there in the low back. And then we're gonna prepare for the series of 5 by doing a hamstring stretch. So you can take one leg to the foot on the mat, one leg in the air, and bring that leg towards you. So just allow for that stretch up through the back of the leg. And then bring it down and switch. We want that leg as straight as possible when we're stretching. And back down. So for the series of 5, we're going to go through 5 exercises. They're going to flow from one to the next. I will give you a couple seconds in between just to relax your neck, because that seems to be pretty common with people. They get a lot of fatigue in their neck if they just go from one to the next without that tiny little micro break. So what we'll do is engage the core. We're starting neutral again. And then we're going to pick up the legs in the tabletop, and that's our starting point. For the single leg stretch, I'm going to take both hands around my left thigh, just right at the knee. I'm going to curl my head and shoulders up, and then I'm going to extend the right leg. So I'm going to pull, pull, switch, pull, pull, switch. switch. So my goal here is to keep my upper body nice and still. Trying not to move the upper body at all. Extending the legs. Modifying to a higher position if I need to go a little bit easier. So this is a more of a beginner level. This is more advanced. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to tabletop, head down. Sometimes it feels good just to rock the head from side to side with your neck supported. I'm trying to keep tabletop here though, which means my core is working. If you need more of a break in between sets, you'll bring your feet to the mat when you do the head turns. Okay? And then we're gonna go into the next exercise. So core muscles engaged, right back in the tabletop. This time we're doing a single straight leg stretch. So I'm gonna take my right leg towards the ceiling, take my right hand behind that leg. I'm gonna curl up, take my left leg out towards the far wall, take my left hand behind my thigh, just above my knee. So that's my starting position with my shoulders curled up off the mat. So I'm pushing my navel down towards my spine. I'm gonna pull, pull, switch. So I'm really trying to emphasize the breath here so you can hear that I'm exhaling during the leg change. The chin stays off the chest, it's not tucked down, it's slightly lifted. We're just really trying to take care of the cervical vertebrae too while we're working the core. And you just start to feel a little bit of fatigue here maybe, hopefully. And we'll do 4 more. 3, 2, 1. So you're going to come back to tabletop, head down, again, side to side, release the neck, and then we're going to go into our double leg stretch. So with this one, you're already in starting position. You're going to curl up, inhale, reach, exhale. So what I notice people doing on this one a lot is the head and shoulders moving up and down. We want to keep the head and shoulders still. So the legs are moving. It's a big motion for the arms. If that's too big for you, go ahead and modify and do something that's more comfortable on your shoulders. You can also modify the lower half if you need to go here and tap down instead of extending out. You can also modify by keeping the head on the mat. If you want to use a little towel under your head for neck support, you can do that. But this would be beginner version. And then, of course, with the legs extending, more traditional, more advanced. And we'll do 1 more. And back to tabletop with a little head turn. Release the neck. Next, we're going to go to double straight leg stretch. So the legs are going vertical. I am going to take my hands behind my head, which is nice. Now you've got some head support. I'm going to keep my fingertips light on the back of my head and my elbows nice and wide. Now from here, I'm going to curl up and I'm going to inhale as I take my legs away from me and exhale my legs toward me. Inhale, exhale. Now, you might need to make this shorter to where you're not going down as far. Make sure that you're holding your core strong. Everything's firm here. We're not letting the back arch away from the mat. Some students take it really, really small, and this is all the motion they need to feel those muscles working. So you decide what works best for you. Always listen to your body. It'll give you signals if you're doing too much. You shouldn't be hurting. There shouldn't be pain. We're going to do 1 more. And then legs to tabletop, head down, a little head turn side to side. exercise in the series is the bicycle. So for this one, we're back to hands behind the head. Sometimes we call this crisscross. You're gonna curl up. I'm gonna extend my right leg as I bring my right shoulder off the mat, and then I'm gonna switch. As I take my legs down, if they go lower and closer to the floor, this is more difficult. If I need to make this easier, I take the feet higher. And I'm still twisting from side to side. And we'll do 4, 3, 2, and 1, and back to the center. So you can pull your knees into your chest, get a little release there. That should feel great on your lower back. Very nice. After doing those, it's going to feel wonderful to get a little ab stretch. So I'm going to have you straighten your legs, take your arms overhead, and just reach. Just get some nice lengthening out through the torso. Stretch the arms alternating above head. Stretch the feet down towards the bottom of the mat so you just grow longer and taller. And then from there, we're going to get set up for roll-ups. When you do roll-ups, you're going to draw your legs together. You're going to relax the neck to start. Make sure the shoulders are not up into the ears. We're going to take the arms up from the mat as we inhale. We're starting to curl forward. As the back comes up, we exhale and reach. Chin to the chest, crown of the head reaching towards the feet. Inhale, begin to roll back down. Curve the spine and exhale, reach overhead. And let's do it again. Inhale. Think about planting the back of your thighs on the mat. Shoulders are staying down from the ears. Sit bones are really anchored down nicely as you roll back, squeezing the thighs. The legs are working as one unit here. Think about the pelvic floor, the deep core. As you reach forward, you're pushing your navel in towards your backbone like we talked about earlier. Inhale as you start to go back. Exhale as you roll down. Take those nice deep breaths. That makes you feel stronger. It gives you power. So good. So we're going to do one more here. Stretching down the back of the legs and across the lower back every time we sit up and reach forward. This exercise can be done holding a dumbbell if you want to make it more difficult, more advanced. And reach. And finish seated. Maybe just shake the legs out a little bit. Very good. So for the next exercise, we are going to be seated. If you feel like you can't sit on the mat with your legs straight out in front of you comfortably, I'm going to have you go ahead and grab a prop. So fold a towel or a blanket underneath you so you're slightly elevated, and then you're going to be able to keep your legs straight out in front. You want to have your sit bones really anchored into that mat, and we're super aware of posture here. So with the torso really nice and tall, we're going to go ahead and take the arms out to the side. We're going to inhale center, exhale, twist to the side, 1, 2, inhale back to the center, move through that to the other side, 1, 2. So the arms are like big airplane arms. We're sitting taller and taller as we come through the center each time. It's really important that you keep your legs still here. So we want to be twisting from the waist. We do not want our hips to rock. We want to keep the legs the same length as we go through our repetitions. If you picture an old-fashioned barber pole, how it spins up. You want to feel like you're spinning up taller and taller as you come through the center each time. We'll finish the last one. And back to the center. All right, good. So you can bend your knees and come towards the front of your mat so you have space behind you. We're going to do rolling like a ball. When you do rolling like a ball, you're going to tip back so you're on your tailbone, and then you're going to bring your feet up off the mat. So in this position, you're rounding your spine. You want to relax your neck and shoulders, stay light on the hands. You're going to go ahead and pull the belly in, and then you're going to take the roll back and up, just back to that starting position. This is a little bit of a massage on the back, but it's worked for the core. Notice the back of my head does not touch the mat when I roll back. And I'm trying to keep my legs in that same position, that same angle, so I'm not letting the feet fly up or tuck in tighter. Just trying to keep that same position. It usually works best to inhale back, exhale forward. We'll do one more. And then you can actually roll back and hang out right there for the next exercise. So starting with the feet a little bit away from your body, you are going to keep your feet about hip distance. I'm going to have you take your arms and reach towards the legs. Now we're going to do a teaser prep here. So you're going to take your right leg and extend it. What I'm going to do is take a breath in, exhale, curl up, and then inhale, back down. The leg's going to lower. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, back down. So I'm keeping my left leg real still on the mat. It's going to help to stabilize me. One more time. And back down. Okay, we're going to switch feet. You should feel some work there in those lower abs. Make sure you start neutral with your core engaged. You're going to take your left leg out. Take a big breath in. Exhale, curl up, the leg lifts. Nice and fluid on the way down. Now, if this is too hard for you, you're going to do modified version, which is maybe only curling up to here and then back down. But you're still teaching those muscles to work. You're still reaching the arms and practicing to where at one point you're going to be able to curl all the way up. So we're going to finish this last one. Come down, and then you can bend your knees. So the next set of exercises, we're going to be turning over onto our stomach. So go ahead and just pull those knees in. Bring yourself around and come into a prone position. On your stomach, we're going to start with swimming. Anytime we're on our stomach, we're doing back strengtheners. So think about the back side of your body working here with the core. For swimming, you want to be thinking about lifting your belly up from the mat, pressing your pubic bone down, reaching the arms, keeping the head aligned. We're going to take a breath in, lift all the limbs, exhale, hold, and then start to flutter. You can breathe naturally. So as we're fluttering, we're reaching the fingertips from the body. We're stretching crosswise through the backside, keeping the glutes strong. Nice and fluid. Almost done. Stop if you need to, otherwise we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, lift all the limbs on your inhale, and then exhale down. Now we're going to stack our forearms and place our forehead on the forearm, and we're gonna get ready for transitional beats. Now for transitional beats, you're gonna draw your legs together, press your pubic bone down, lift up from the belly, bring the feet off the mat, head down, and you're gonna tap. See if you can inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Similar to what we did earlier with the 100. Nothing else moves. 3 more times. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. Last one. And then relax the feet down. We're gonna go into swan. Elbows behind you, hands just outside the chest. Legs can be apart. Inhale, gently roll up, pressing away from the mat. Exhale, rolling back down. You wanna keep the neck long. The crown of your head is gonna reach away from your feet. You're gonna feel some arm muscle working here. It's not a bad thing. But you're also putting your back into an extension, which is healthy for the spine as long as it doesn't hurt. Take your slow breaths and connect your breath to the movement. We'll do 2 more. One more. Exhale, roll down. The last stretch we're gonna do is to push up onto all fours. You can draw your feet together. Keep your hands apart and sit back towards your heels. If this doesn't feel good to you, you can turn over, lie on your back, and pull your knees into your chest. I'm gonna have you take 3 slow breaths here, and then we'll be done. After that 3rd breath, slide your hands towards you, sit back onto your heels, and sit up. Thanks for joining me for the Pilates mat workout today. Everybody have a great day. Be safe.